to be productive, I need to focus. And to get results, I have to really just focus on one business, become an expert in that, and go from there.
Today we have Julian Goldie, the founder and CEO of Goldie Agency. Welcome, Julian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Now, we're interested. Tell us a bit about your business and what you do.
So I have a link building agency. So basically what I do is I help websites rank higher on Google with search engine optimization so that they can get more leads, traffic, and customers from Google to their website.
Fantastic. And thank you for not using any acronyms. I really appreciate that.
Tried my best.
That's good.
Best, yeah.
That's good. Cool. So how did you get started in that?
So a few years ago, I was actually, in a past life, I was a sales copywriter, and I needed a website to sort of highlight my work and a portfolio of stuff I could show potential clients. The only problem was I would spend all day writing and nobody would see the content. It wasn't getting any love from Google. It wouldn't see the light of day, and all the time I was spending writing content was wasted pretty much. So I was living in Chiang Mai, Thailand at the time, and I had a couple of friends who were doing search engine optimization, and they knew how to get traffic from Google. So I was like, oh, well, what's the secret here? How do you do this? And they taught me about something called link building, which is basically Google works like a voting system. So the more links you have to your website, aka like the clickable text from other sites, and the higher quality those links are, the more likely you are to rank higher on Google. So the trick is just to get more high quality backlinks to your website if you want to get more traffic from Google, as long as you've got the content there too. So I started doing that and gradually seeing results, gradually cracking the code on link building. Took a few months to figure out, get my head around, especially all the acronyms. And after that, I realized like, wow, it actually works. So maybe I could do that for clients too. Took on one or two clients just really slowly at first and gradually build that up more and more. To the point where now we have a link building agency and we're working with nearly 100 clients.
Fantastic. That's really good. And so where do you think, as an SEO agency or search engine optimization agency, where do you see that you bring the most value to the marketplace?
So for us, it's really, we know that if our clients can get more free traffic to the website, and if that traffic converts into customers, then their profit margins are going to be higher, their revenue is going to be higher, they're going to outrank their competitors. And every time they outrank their competitors on Google, aka ranking higher than their top 3 competitors, for example, they're taking a lot of market share and a lot of customers away from their competitors and filtering it to their site too. So it's kind of like a big win all around for them. And then also just saving a lot of time. I know that SEO isn't the most glamorous job in the world. Not many people want to spend all day building backlinks to their website. So it saves entrepreneurs a lot of time, and it gives them the ability to focus on doing what they're best at rather than all the technical SEO stuff.
Yeah, that's great. And so I'm curious, what had to change in you from that startup phase through to now where you have, like a sizable company, with in terms of marketing agency, that's, 100 clients is a, like regular clients is a decent amount. So
Nice.
what had to change in you to go from kind of that startup, giving it your first shot, first couple of clients through to now, where, you and managing the team, managing the, the success that you have now?
Yeah, so I would say it comes down to like 3 main things. So number 1 was focus. Like back before, especially before I had an agency, I had shiny object syndrome, and I loved working online. I loved sort of building businesses, but I was going in 10 different directions, and none of them were really making decent money, honestly. So I'd have like an affiliate website, and then I would have audiobook business. And because my focus wasn't on one thing, I wasn't getting results in one thing either. So it was really figuring out like, right, to be productive, I need to focus, and to get results, I have to really just focus on one business, become an expert in that, and go from there. And that helped massively. It took a lot of the stress out of building the business as well. And it just gave me a lot more clarity in the way that I thought. And then also, I would say discipline, honestly, was a big one because, in my early 20s, I was working in a corporate 9 to 5 job, and you're just kind of told what you need to do, when you need to do it. You're not really measured on results. And honestly, like you don't have to worry too much about productivity. It's like, right, if you're there in the office 8 hours a day, that's the main thing. It doesn't really matter what you achieve or what you're doing all day. So when you start a business, you've really got to create the discipline of focusing on the right things, making sure you manage your productivity, having a good routine, and looking after your health as well, because it's easy to burn out. It's easy to get stressed and to work all day, but not actually look after your health. So discipline and building a daily routine was important. And then finally, I would say learning. So I was, I always, I mean, I never really understood the true importance of learning before I started an online business. So I wouldn't read that much. I wasn't spending each day trying to learn a little bit more and improving my skills. And when you become an entrepreneur, you realize that if someone's getting better results than you, it's usually because they understand the game better than you, or they have certain skills that you don't have yet, whether that's you need to recruit them or whether it's you need to acquire them yourself. So sort of bridging the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be comes with learning for me. So this reading has become like the most important thing that I do every single day, I would say.
Yeah, that is great advice. So then, could you give us one or two insights that really gave you the biggest and most dramatic growth for your business?
Yeah, so when I was actually in Chiang Mai. I'm based in Bangkok right now, but I was in Chiang Mai earlier last year and did some management training where there's a big SEO community. Some of the best SEOs in the world are based in Chiang Mai, and they were doing some training on how to manage and hire a team and how to recruit. And up to that point, I never truly understood management and how important it was. So learning how to manage a team, learning how to set KPIs, to delegate responsibilities, not tasks, and not micromanage people. These are all things that I didn't know about before previously. So gaining that skill to be able to manage a team, to organize them, to make sure that they know what a productive day is, and also just to build up a sort of team dynamic where everyone's motivated, everyone's rowing in the same direction, and everybody knows what we're trying to achieve here. And the better you get at that, I think the faster your business grows.
For sure. So, what's kind of been the most challenging part of growing for you, do you think?
Management, definitely. Yeah, it's like I, just speaking 100% honestly, when I first had a small team, I wouldn't manage them in the right way. And I wouldn't look at the different ways you need to manage people. For example, understanding their personality types, understanding what they're motivated by, figuring out that if you're if you're recruiting the best people, then that will pay off exponentially in your business. Whereas if you try and recruit the cheapest people, which I see loads of entrepreneurs doing because they want to save costs. Actually, nothing else works in the business. All the SOPs, all the systems you set up, um, all the results you're trying to achieve, all those things won't work without the right people. So you really got to be able to recruit and manage the best people for your business, and
Yeah,
it's very
fantastic.
underrated.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so then what advice would you give to a business owner or CEO who really wants to break through to that next level in their own business?
So I see a lot of companies that are great at delivering the service, especially agencies. They're great at delivering the service. They can keep customers happy all day, but they don't know how to grow properly. They don't know how to market themselves, and they don't really know how to position themselves as the authority and the expert in their field. So one of the things I focused on over the last few years is marketing and creating YouTube channels. Creating YouTube videos, posting on LinkedIn, releasing a book. You can see behind me, and all these things that position your authority, build trust, build expertise, and really get you out there in the eyes of the client. And most especially agencies, but most entrepreneurs, they can build the systems, they can build the SOPs, they can hire the right people, but they don't know how to market themselves. And that's one of the most important things you can learn. If you've got a great marketing team, then the sales take care of themselves.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I often say that, the like feeding the beast is the hardest part of the entire business process. If you can get that sorted, you can figure out delivery, you can figure out team, you can figure out the rest of it. But if you're starving on the front end, that flows through the whole business. So yeah, making sure that you've nailed that customer acquisition side of things, that's the number one success factor that I tend to see in businesses. So then, Julian, if
Massively.
if yeah, if you could go back 5 years and give yourself a bit of advice, what would that be to your slightly younger self?
Good question. I would say don't try and do everything at once. Like figure out where you want to be in 5 years, reverse engineer the process, figure out the steps each way along the way there, and then follow that roadmap. For me, when I created the agency, especially, I was just kind of figuring it out on my feet and improvising it as I went along. And I know that I would have saved a lot of time and it would have been a lot less messy if I just figured out, like, right, this year I need to hire sales and account management. Next year, we need to put EOS systems, entrepreneur operating systems in place. The year after that, we need to figure out, like, right, how are we going to scale customer acquisition? And I never really did that 5 years ago. It's something I do now. Every quarter, I have 90-day plans and I figure out, right, what are the most actionable steps to achieve the results I want this year. 5 or 6 years ago, I was not that organized. And I wish I was, because it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of messing around, and it would have got me to the results I wanted faster.
Yeah, that's really good. So finally, Julian, who can you best help? And if they want to reach out to you, how can they get in touch?
Sure. So we help website owners who are looking to get more traffic, more leads, more customers to the website and outrank their competitors on Google. So if you're looking to increase your rankings, get more SEO traffic, get more free traffic that converts, then we can help you with your rankings on Google. And you can get in touch via juliangoldie.com. You can book in a free consultation there with our team. You can also download our free book. And we have a link building course as well if you want to do it yourself.
Fantastic. That sounds really good. And we'll also put the links to those under the video, so
Nice.
everyone can get a hold of those. Finally, Julian, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been amazing having you. We appreciate your insights.
Thanks very much. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.